Honey, I don't know how. Okay, fine. Oh my gosh, Alex, seriously, did you get me a big one? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a different kind of video. My husband and I are about to go on a vacation with my family for a week with our infant. This is only our third time traveling with him. I have learned so much about the packing process, about what to take on the plane, what not to take on the plane, and I kind of wanted to create a video of everything that I pack for my infant for vacation. When I became a mom, I had zero idea how to travel with an infant. It is a daunting task traveling with an infant because you don't know what they're gonna do, you don't know how they're gonna behave, and that is really scary and very nerve-wracking. But there are a couple tips and tricks that I have learned throughout the past couple times traveling with my infant that I really wanted to share with anyone out there that needed help. I'll start by talking about this little gizmo here. It's the best. It's a travel fan. You don't need this in the airplane necessarily. It is a super handy thing, especially in the summer. I have this thing strapped to my son's suitcase pretty much all the time. But because we're going to the beach, I'm definitely taking it with me. And it's meant for my son, but as you can tell, it comes in handy for me too sometimes, especially with these crazy postpartum hormones I'm still dealing with. The first thing I'll say about my process with packing for my child, I have two main categories of packing. I have the diaper bag and I have the carry-on suitcase. The carry-on suitcase, because he doesn't require a huge checked bag, is kind of my son's suitcase. I can put most of what I need for him in that carry-on suitcase. It's really handy because I don't know about you, but as a mom, if I don't at least know that I have something with me just in case, it really stresses me out. So I kind of put everything that I could possibly need, kind of the essentials that I want to know I have just in case, and I'm going to go through everything that is in this bag with you guys right now. All right, the first thing I will talk about that I really like having in here is this like travel, what do you call this thing? Diaper changing mat, I guess. This thing is great because it's compact, it unfolds and it turns into this. We're often using this thing in a pinch if we are about to get on a flight, if we're in a random bathroom on a road trip. There have been many a times where I think that there's a changing station in a bathroom, especially on road trips, and there's not one. And I've had to put my son, this is disgusting, but I've had to put my son on the ground in like a gas station bathroom because there's no other place to change him. Most likely in an airport, you're going to have bathrooms that have changing stations in them, but I just like to know that I have it just in case. The next thing in the vein of diaper changing that I have in my carry-on is these little Ubi, is it Ubi or Ubi? I'll find out. These little Ubi diaper bags. It's basically a dog poop bag, but for a baby's diaper, okay? That's basically what it is. Put the diaper in here, fold it up, and it's nice and concealed. This is really, really important to have just in case my son has a blowout, especially if there are poopy clothes, poopy diapers, anything with poop on it. I like to know that I can have it sealed up somewhere and it's not just getting everywhere in my stuff. The next thing is kind of an obvious thing, but just wipes. I have wipes in here. But if there is a poopy diaper, I'm sorry I keep saying poop so many times. I know it's disgusting. But likely if you're watching this video, you are not bothered by it because you're also a mother. If you're about to be a mother and you're uncomfortable with this word, I just want to challenge you to get comfy with it. It's going to be out your mouth all the time. Anyway, wipes. Important. The next thing I have in my carry-on suitcase is extra burp cloths. These are pretty great for pretty much anything. Food, spilling something if he does spit up, or it's just nice to have for yourself. If you spill something, it's just good to have a lot of burp cloths with you. This may be excessive, but I am not about to be trapped in an airport without the access to diapers. So something I put in that carry-on suitcase is a crap ton of diapers. I am not about to run out. No way. I pack a ton of diapers in that carry-on. You can put few diapers in your diaper bag and replenish them over the course of the time and wherever you're traveling, instead of having to pack full that backpack full of tons of diapers and everything's stuffed and it's hard to get to things, and I don't want to have to deal with that. I have like 20, 30 diapers in this little carry-on suitcase. The next thing I have in my carry-on is a backup outfit. I like to have him in sleepers when we travel because it's just easy, and also he's comfortable. If we're getting up at 3 in the morning and he's in a little onesie and shorts, it's not going to be as comfortable for him. Also, if he has a blowout in the middle of your travel day, you want to have an extra outfit or a couple. That's why I pack most of my son's clothes in his carry-on. It's happened to me before where my son has had 3 or 4 blowouts that ruined his clothes in the middle of a travel day. And guess what? I was underprepared. I only thought I needed one extra outfit. So don't make the mistake I made. Make sure you're over prepared and you have a ton of clothes in that carry-on bag with you. My son just woke up, so I'm gonna go get him and I'll be back. Say hi. Say hi. You want a toy? Yeah. You wanna lay down and play? There you go. Yeah. Hey! There are just a few things that I don't put in the carry-on because I don't need to bring them in the airport with me, and that is these few things. Number one, a set of travel blackout curtains from Amazon. These are incredible. I am able to actually create a little room for my son. The hotel or the place you're staying at doesn't have windows, doesn't have curtains. You just suction them to the window. It creates a really dark room with blackout curtains that actually work that you can travel with. The next thing I would recommend is a travel monitor. I don't know about you, but I don't want to have to bring I don't know about you, but I don't want to have to bring and set up my monitor that's mounted to my wall from home. So I have this little travel monitor from VTech. It was $20 off of Amazon. The only downside to it is that it doesn't have video, so you can't see your baby when they're sleeping, but it's really great in a pinch. He's just staring at me. What am I doing? What's mom doing? So that's another thing that I would just pack in the checked bag because obviously you're not going to need this in the airport. Another thing that I would highly recommend bringing but you don't need to bring in the airport is one of these little night lights. This one we used especially a lot postpartum, and it's really great for middle of the night diaper changes and feedings without having to turn a bright lamp on. Now that we've gone through everything that I bring traveling for my baby in my carry-on suitcase, I'm going to go through everything that's in my diaper bag now. The diaper bag is stuff that I know I'm gonna need access to consistently. I recently got these little mesh transparent zip bags from Amazon. I'll put them in my Amazon list that I created. For all my organization girlies, these bags, having everything has its little place. Everything has its little bag that it goes in, and I just love that. Stuff everywhere, especially products, stresses me out. So in my diaper bag, I have a couple different little bags like this with products for him in it. This first bag, I have kind of all of the medical stuff. So I have little teething tablets, I have some saline drops, I have a nose sucker, I have some gripe water, which is awesome in a pinch, and then I have some hydrocortisone cream, some infant Tylenol just in case. All of these things are things that I don't think I'm going to actually need, but if we're in the airplane and something's happening and I can't get access to that suitcase, I want to know that I have what I need for sure. The next little baggie I have is my windy stuff. I intentionally separated this bag from the other one because I don't want windy things. I don't want them in the bag with everything else that goes in his mouth. So I put them in a separate bag. We just reuse them and wash them, which you may think is gross of us, but they're really expensive. The next product I have in my diaper bag is my mama nursing cover. I've talked a lot about this thing in my other breastfeeding videos. It's pretty much like a mesh knit shawl that you can drape over and be able to cover yourself while nursing, and it's also mesh so that the baby can breathe, especially in the summer or if it's hot where you are. It also doubles as a car seat cover. Oftentimes when we are traveling in an airport, we have a layover, I oftentimes have to take him on a little walk to get him to go to sleep. You have to have the stroller and the car seat with you. As you go on to the airplane, they check them for you and then they bring them directly out when you get off. But for naps in the stroller, two things. This is a car seat cover and the portable sound machine. This thing is vital. These two things for airport stroller naps, essential. More burp cloths. This stuff is the holy grail of baby moisturizers. It is the best stuff in the world. If you are like, wow, I just looked it up, Hannah, it's so expensive. If you were to spend a lot of money on a product, this one would be it. I promise you, you will not regret it. Tons of toys, different variations of toys, diapers. One of the last little things that is in my diaper bag is this little Frida tool. This little tool is awesome because if you have a little booger, little earwax, I know that's gross, but anything that's kind of, you know, needs your attention, this little tool is great. I do have some of these just in case. That is my catchphrase for this whole video, is just in case. Now that I've gone through all of the things, the products, now I'm going to talk about a few tiny tips that will make your travel day all the more better and smoother and more restful for the baby. Number one Change your baby's diaper right before you get on the plane. You won't have as easy of an access to diaper changing on the actual flight, so making sure your baby goes on with a clean diaper is really important. Tip number 2 is make sure you're feeding them at takeoff and at landing. The reason for this is when their mouth and their jaw is expanding for chewing or swallowing, it helps to pop their ears so that they're not uncomfortable when you do get up in the air. If you breastfeed, I would recommend starting to breastfeed them right as you're starting to speed up and take off, and then again for landing. That's super important, and it's made all the difference for him. This is the last tip. If you do have a lap child ticket, not an extra seat purchased for your child, for your infant, I would highly recommend asking the flight attendant if the flight is full. If it's not full and you can take your car seat on and put it in an extra seat next to you, I'm telling you, it makes the difference. One of the first flights that we went on with him, we asked the flight attendant if there was an extra seat. He let us take our car seat on, and there was something in my son's brain that was triggered when we put him in the car seat. With that sound machine right next to him, he went asleep, and he was asleep the whole flight. There's something in it, I don't know what it is, but something just makes him go to sleep all the easier. When he's in the car seat, he slept really, really well. Is there anything else you want to add, bud? Anything? Well, that wraps up this video. Very to the point, and I hope helpful for someone out there. It's my passion to be helpful for other people out there. I'm still very much, obviously, figuring it out myself, but everything I learn, I love to share, because if I've learned it, it could help someone else out there. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on other social media platforms like Instagram, and I will see you guys soon. Say bye. Say bye.